and welcome to our 9 p.m. English news brought to you live by RTD. The game of Francophonie Abidjan, first medal for Djibouti thanks to Bashir. Jerusalem withdraw in security measure to limit the access of Al-Qaza Mosque. And now the national news. The Minister of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation, spokesman of the government, Mr. Mahmoud Ali Yusuf, has received this morning in hearing the commandment of the 2nd of Operation Envera of Atlanta of the European Union, the Contra-Admiral Alfonso Pero of Nuclear. The latter has been introduced with the Minister of the Ambassador of the Delegation of the European Union to Djibouti, Mr. Adam Goulah. The two men have made the point of the relation between Djibouti and had neighbors. They also made a tour of the horizon on the safe situation in the region, particularly in Somalia and Yemen. In effect, the first feature-length film entitled Dalinyero, produced directly by the filmmaker Lula Ali Ismail, was projected yesterday during a ceremony which took place under the high patronage of the Department of Muslim Affairs, Culture and Goods Waqaf. This ceremony also saw the participation, in addition to the Minister of Muslim Affairs, of Culture, of Goods and Waqaf, Momin Hassan Barre, the Minister of Communication responsible for Post and Telecommunication, Abdi Yusuf Sugay, the Minister of National Education Vocational Training, Mustafa Muhammad Mahmoud, artists of Djiboutian and foreign, as well as many guests. Lula Ali Ismail, a young director who has done much to speak of all since his first film, a short film entitled Land and a Branch of God, which evoked the daily and hope for young girls in this country who have a successful of the nation level, but also the level of film festival where it's nominated. The first long feature film, Dalinyero, is the first of which was yesterday at the People of Palace, tell a story of 3 schoolgirls the age of 18 from different social class, rooted in their culture, but also turned toward the outside thanks to the new technology. Still on the national news, in the speech of this occasion, the Minister of Telecommunication responsible for Post and Telecommunication, Abdi Yusuf Sugay, commented this initiative as assured the Djiboutian artists of the support of his department in film projects. And for his part, the Minister of Muslim Affairs and Culture and Groups of Waqaf, Momin Hassan Barre, has indicated the scenario of the film Dalinyero was very touching, moving, because it reflected the reality in which evolved the Djiboutian youth. He also wishes a good continuation to the youth producer and director of Djibouti, Lula Ismail, in the suite of his project. Still on the national news, the conference room of the National Institute of Public Administration, INAF, has yesterday housed the closing ceremony of the 2nd phase of the training on evaluation of the labor law of Djibouti, intended to trade union of workers of Djibouti. This training, organized by the Minister of Labor, Charge of Reform and Administration, and particularly by the SECRA, has assembled a quarantine of participants. The work has been spearheaded by the Secretary General of the Minister of the Labor, Mr. Abdallah Mohammed. The rate official was noted the presence of the Executive Secretary Lord of the Reform of Administration, Mr. Mohammed Awale, the Director of INAP, Mr. Shamarka Hussein, the Secretary General of UGDT, Mr. Said Yonis, of the President of the UDT, Ahmad Yusuf. The leader of the different unions in the sector come in numbers for follows this training, whose in term is the daily life. And now, in Ivory Coast, the Djiboutian color has been thanks to the third of the athlete of Djibouti, Hiss Bashir, who won as well as the first medal of the 8th game of the Francophonie. Hiss Bashir has just won a bronze medal in the 5,000 meter, medal deserved well when he sees the level of the competitor, but also the fact that he returned from Belgium without a rest. He had sympathized for the qualification in the Championship of the World, which will take place in London. His medal was awarded by the Secretary General, Mr. Mohamed Ahmed Farah. For his, this is the second time that he participated the game of the Francophonie. In fact, he has participated 70th game of the Francophonie in Nice, and he had also won a bronze medal. Two Djiboutians had to participate in the competition of 5,000 meter. His Bashir class was the third with a time of 14 minutes and 11 seconds of place, and Hassan Bouh and the other Djiboutian was class 10 with a time of 14 minutes 32 seconds. His Bashir has left the race from the beginning until the end. In the region of Arta took place the final of the Region League Sport beginning on the 18th June 2017. The league included 4 disciplines to know the football, handball, volleyball and basketball. In effect, several teams from the chief place of Arta, of a locality of Wea, and the sub-prefect of Damerjog have participated. 2 unpublished final at Arta have participated in this final of the leagues. High in Kala, the prefect of Arta, Mr. Abdullahi Darar, the president of the regional council, Mr. Ilmi Bouh, the deputy prefect, Mrs. Fouzia Ahmed Athowe, the vice president of the regional council, Filson Ilmi, as well as senior manager of the secretary of the state for youth and sport, such as director of sport, Mr. Shurdon Khairwe, the inspector general, Mr. Musa Ali, the director of the region, Mr. Omar Hassan. The NGO EVA was traveling this week in Banta in the region of Dikil for the closing ceremony and presentation of the work, a project emergency launch of December 2016. It was entire response as nutrition and security of vulnerable population for the Republic of Djibouti. This project has been carried out on the ground by the NGOs EVA with the partnership of the NGO ACF and the foundation of the Ambassador of France. 10 rural communities located in the region of Tachora and Dikil have been concerned by the project, in which the direct beneficiaries are estimated at nearly 200 people. In addition to improvement income through the activity Cash for Work, the project has contributed to the provision of basic infrastructure such as well, the direction of water, track access and agro-pastoral unity poultry. And now, let us news on the international news. Jerusalem forbidding Friday prayer from men less than 50 years old. Friday prayer do not appear on the esplanade of the Mosque of East Jerusalem. Although everything seems to be returning in order, the Israeli police have just denied access to all Palestinians under the age of 50 years old because of incident of yesterday. Security assessment has been there, and there is indication that disturbance and demonstration are going to take place. Justified the Israeli security force in a statement, only men over 50 years old and women of all age are allowed, they said. Some streets around the old city will see their limited access. Tension was very high on the mosque esplanade during the last 15 days. Then Israelis has decided to withdraw its controversial security measures. That is all for tonight news. Thank you for watching us and have a wonderful evening.